It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast. You know, on Saturdays, we play fun music and we feature great information at 993thevine.com with me, Big Rick Stewart, and music from my time at Live 105 and at KFOG. We also mix in some stories that I find kind of interesting, whether it's local music or food or tech or just kind of some cool things I think you ought to know about. It's always lots of fun. Fun music and great information happens every Saturday at 993thevine.com. And the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast features great information like this. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. You might have heard about this story. Treasury Wine Estates, they bought a winery and more in Paso Robles. $1 billion. Wow. Is what they spent for Daou, which is just an incredible place. If you've ever been there, wow, the hilltop and the views and the whole thing. And if you've never been there, well, now you have a reason to go there. Treasury Wine Estates did this a couple weeks ago. It was all announced, and they acquired Paso Robles-based Daou Vineyards for $1 billion. Now, what did they get for this? They got the brand, which has been around for a little while and has a great reputation. The mountain estate that I was just telling you about, the hospitality site for boutique luxury wineries, and around 400 acres of vineyards in the hills, I believe it is west of Paso Robles. Now, according to Impact Data Bank, Daou has been among the fastest growing wine brands in the U.S. market lately, expanding from 305,000 cases in 2019 to just about double that, 590,000 cases last year. And maybe you're starting to see this name at restaurants and all around different places. Ben Dollard, president of Treasury Americas, said that Daou's impressive recent growth trajectory reflects growing connection with consumers, and we feel there's a tremendous opportunity for the brand to continue to grow in the on and off premise. And he added that Paso Robles Cabernet in particular is doing really well, and that's a great opportunity for us being Treasury Wine Estates. That's the deal, and that's what they got, and looking forward to seeing how that whole thing plays out. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Fun music and great information here in the Vine. We do it every Saturday. You're thinking of traveling. And you're kind of thinking, oh man, I got to make this as easy as possible. So you're going to get a TSA PreCheck. What happens if your TSA PreCheck doesn't show up on your boarding pass? You have to stand in the long line because it's not on your boarding pass. Well, make sure to check beforehand. And this comes to us from thriftytraveler.com. So what happens? How come it's not on your boarding pass? Well, let's say the name on your booking doesn't match the name on the TSA PreCheck. So if you're like Debbie and you put Deborah, that's not maybe going to work so well. The issue is usually that the name you input on your flight booking does not match the name registered to what is called your known traveler number, which is a thing that's part of the TSA PreCheck. The quickest way to resolve this issue is you contact your airline. And you know what? This happened to me. And I contacted the airline. They reissued my boarding pass because I contacted a few days in advance, and I was good to go. All right, so what about this known traveler number? Well, you got to make sure when you book that you add the known traveler number. I know this all sounds crazy, to your booking when you book. That way, when it knows who you are, it prints a PreCheck. If it doesn't, then it's not going to do that. Also, it could be that your TSA PreCheck is expired. They last, I think, about 5 years, but make sure that it's not expired before the holidays and all this happens. Now, you can also sign up for this thing called Clear. You might have seen that at the airports. This is a privately run, trusted traveler program, and they use fingerprint and eye identification technology to confirm your identity. You can sign up for that as well. Now, you won't find that everywhere at all the airports, but I don't know, maybe, like, why not? Anything to make holiday traveling less of a hassle, right? Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Another fun Saturday on the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. All right, you maybe have some Halloween candy sitting around. First thing is, does Halloween candy go bad? Not really. Halloween candy and candy in general can last a really long time. It's in the wrappers and everything. You don't really need to refrigerate it. It can sit out and it's okay. But at some point, yeah. But I mean, that some point is like pretty far off. So don't worry about it. You can still have your candy. But what if you don't want your candy? What if you're like, oh my God, there's so much candy around here. What can you do with this? How about HalloweenCandyBuyback.com? What is this? Actually, they're based up in Sacramento. They collect Halloween candy from kids and parents, and they donate it to troops overseas. They put it into military care packages. Isn't that cool? Now, they do more than just candy. They also welcome additional items like toothpaste, toothbrushes, dental floss, hygienic products. I've always heard like troops could use socks or like a popular thing. So you can either send this to them and you can look them up at HalloweenCandyBuyback.com. They're just in Sacramento. Or you can also check out some participating dental offices. Dentists are into this. And one that's listed on the website is American Canyon Pediatric Dentistry, and they are in American Canyon on Broadway Street. So you can drop your candy off there, I think, or you can just send it directly to Halloween Candy Buyback, HalloweenCandyBuyback.com. This is a great idea. I like this. Imagine if you're overseas in the troops and get some little Halloween candies. That would be awesome, right? I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Hey, always lots of fun music and great information. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. What if you took Thanksgiving, the whole dinner, and you just had like a big scoop and you had a blank pizza pie, and you just put a scoop of this and a scoop of that and a scoop of this and a scoop of, and you made a Thanksgiving pizza, not a turkey pizza. A Thanksgiving pizza. According to a survey conducted by Bloomberg last year, a third of Gen Zers said for their Friendsgiving celebrations, they would serve pizza pie. And they thought that would be a really good idea. Only 24% of respondents said they'd be passing out plates of the traditional turkey. So if you're giving out pizza at your Friendsgiving, then you're in the mix. I mean, that's good. DiGiorno just announced a Thanksgiving pizza. You know, the frozen pizza people? They took a thick Detroit-style crust, they piled it high with, check it out, turkey, gravy, sweet potatoes, green beans, cranberries, 2 kinds of cheese, a crispy onion topping, and it is a Thanksgiving Detroit-style pizza. Wow. How do you get one of these? Because I know you really want one. The company says every Wednesday through November 22nd, it will release a limited number online, and when they're sold out, then they're sold out. But then the next Wednesday, they'll sell them again. They're going to cost about $11, plus maybe some shipping and more, and $11.23 to be exact, which is, of course, the date of Thanksgiving. Shop DiGiorno.goodness.com. You can also buy your holiday sweater there as well. I don't know. It sounds like a frozen pizza with Thanksgiving dinner on top. I don't know. I'd give it a try. I'm Big Rick Stewart. You let me know how this tastes. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's fun music and great information. I'm Big Rick Stewart. This one is for all my car-loving gals and guys. Holy moly, this is pretty amazing. Although it's not the first time that you can get an 800 horsepower Ford Mustang, but there's something pretty special about this one. This is a new generation, the new 7th generation Ford Mustang. Now, you have a couple of engine options. You can get the new Ford Mustang with a 2.3 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that has over 300 horsepower, which, you know, back in the day, 300 horsepower was kind of like, wow, that's a lot. This is from a 4-cylinder, right? That's crazy. They have a V8 in the new Mustang with about 480 horsepower, and the Dark Horse, which is, you know, the kind of like the super fasty one, that's 500 horsepower. But now, check this out. They're offering a new package that will get you 800 horsepower in a street-legal, smog-compliant Ford Mustang. 800 horsepower with a 3 3-liter supercharger. It also has upgrades to the air and fuel systems. I hope maybe the transmission and the brake systems as well. It's compatible, Ford says, with the automatic and manual transmission, and there'll be a special version for the Mustang Dark Horse on the way. Now, you can get this with aftermarket stuff. You could do that in the past, but here's what's really cool. Because this is coming from Ford Performance, you get a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty from Ford for your 800 horsepower Mustang. It does not cover rear tire replacement, because I think there'll be lots of burnouts in your neighborhood. But wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Could I go for a ride? I'll pay for 10 miles worth of gas. Probably real expensive. 800 horsepower Mustang. Dear Santa Claus, are you listening? I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Fun music and great information here on the Vine. All right, I have a PlayStation 4. I've had a lot of PlayStations over my life, but I got to 4. And then when 5 came out, PlayStation 5 is the current version, it was really hard to get because it was just kind of right around when COVID hit, and the manufacturing thing was hard to get, and they would release them and they'd be gone the same day, and you had to sign up on email lists and look on Reddit and all these crazy things. It's the 3rd year now that PlayStation 5 has been around. So PlayStation 5 says they have more than 40 million players, I'm not one of them, who have joined the PlayStation 5 community. I'm still on PlayStation 4. But now there's going to be a new PlayStation 5 console this holiday season. It's kind of known on the internet as Slim because it's a little bit smaller. It's actually 30% smaller than what has been available. And it's supposed to be released like right now, like today maybe. I haven't checked in the last 30 minutes, but PlayStation 5 Slim, this new version is coming out. It's going to offer 1 terabyte of storage. And it's also going to have an Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive option. So it's going to give you a little more bump of stuff and a little bit smaller size. It's going to cost about $500. It will be packaged with some games, I think Spider-Man and some other games like that. So look for that, the new PlayStation 5. Now, if you want to keep waiting for things, there's rumors of a PlayStation Pro coming out maybe next year, and PlayStation 6 like in 2 and 3 years. It just never ends, does it? I don't know. Maybe this will be the PlayStation 5 that I get. We'll have to see. And I think there won't be any problem with availability. All right, I'm Big Rick Stewart. Hey, I love my games. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Well, those are some stories that I have featured on the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Tune in at 8 a.m. every Saturday at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart here. Music from my days at Live 105 and Cape Fog, some current songs, lots of surprises, and more. It's always lots of fun. We have a 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon. It happens all day. The Wine Country Saturday soundtrack and the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack podcast. Tell your friends, and thanks for listening to this podcast, and thanks for checking out 993thevine.com.